Welcome to Yoga Story Presents Pre-Practice Wrist Warm-Up. So I have a student who has some wrist issues. I had someone come to me asking about stretches for carpal tunnel. Now I'm not a medical professional and certainly always consult your doctor before trying out some new physical activity, stretching, that kind of thing. But I did look up some things. I looked up some stretches online, looked at some YouTube clips of different stretches that you can do for carpal tunnel. I did a little bit of research on what exactly is carpal tunnel, a nerve that gets compressed inside the area where those bones along the wrist are, that narrow space called the carpal tunnel. So we're going to just do some stretching here to stretch out the wrist, and whether that's for preparing for practice or just to take a break when you're either typing. The person who was asking about carpal tunnel, she was doing some landscaping. So thinking about taking a break to do some of these stretches, whatever activity you're doing, or before practice, especially if you're new to yoga and not used to doing some of the, to having your hands in certain ways that we have them in yoga. Definitely take a moment and do some of these, do this little warm up here. So we're going to start with our posture, because a lot of times, our wrist is connected to other things. So the forearm is going to be affected by what's going on in our wrist, or vice versa. The wrist might be affected by what's happening in the forearm. In addition, our posture might also affect what is happening all through our arms and through the wrists. So we're going to start in a standing position here, where the inner thighs are turned in, rotating inward, the feet, so maybe swaying back and forth. We're finding our weight evenly distributed between the front and back of the feet, so finding balance here. Spine is long, neck is relaxed and long, crown of the head reaching towards the sky. Inhale, reach the arms up, clasp the hands together, or rather the fingers. Exhale, press the palms toward the sky. So we're rotating the forearms out and opening up the palms toward the sky, getting a little bit of a stretch along the inside of the wrists, as well as flexing the top of the wrist. And a stretch along the forearms. You can exhale that down, press the palms away from you, and reach the fingers toward the ground. Inhale, clasp the hands in front of you, reach them out. Exhale, press the palms away, rotating the forearms out once again. Similar stretch here, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Inhale, rotate that back in. Exhale, release the hands, fingertips toward the ground. Here we'll clasp the fingers behind the back, opening up the shoulders here. Again, the posture can really affect what's going on along the arms and the wrists. So here we inhale, lengthening through the spine to the crown of the head. Exhale, hinge forward, let the seat come back, torso toward the ground, really reaching toward the ground with the chest, opening that up, opening up the shoulders, coming down just halfway first. Inhale, lengthening through the crown of the head. Exhale, folding as far forward as you can, allowing the hands to reach up, the the shoulders to open. A shoulder stretch here. Shoulder blades press toward each other. And the head is relaxed, the neck is relaxed and loose. On your next exhale, you can release the hands, lift it back up, shrug the shoulders up toward the ears and release them down and back. Here, let's take our arms, inhale in front of us, palms facing each other. Bring the thumb inside the hands, wrap the fingers around the thumb. Exhale, point the fist toward the ground. Feeling a nice stretch along the inner part of our wrist here, as well as along the inner part of the forearm. Or rather the side of the forearm. You can inhale that back up. And again, experimenting with these stretches. Exhale it down. Seeing what works, what doesn't. And just being okay with that. Inhale it back up, release the hands down, fingertips toward the ground. Another stretch you can do either against the wall, or you can come to your hands and knees. Knees directly under the shoulders, hands underneath knees under the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. I really recommend actually doing this on the wall because there's a little bit more pressure here. If you're okay with that pressure, you can stay on hands and knees. Draw the fingers toward the knees, rotating the forearm and bottom of the wrist or inside of the wrist out. But if that's a little bit too much, you can either take the fingers out to the side or just use the wall here, pressing the hands against the wall. Again, the fingers can come out to the side if it's a little bit too much to point the fingertips down. Inhaling that back up, you can bring the back of the hands against the wall. Again, another thing that you can do on the ground as well, but maybe starting on the wall. And here, if this isn't feeling good, you can bring the fingers in toward each other with the palms flipped up. And just really thinking about here, plugging the upper arm bone into the shoulder to keep the arm strong, even as we're stretching the forearm and the wrists here. Exhale, you can release that down. Take the hands in front of you. Turn the fingers toward the ground. And here, you want to stay for a few seconds. Reach reach your left hand toward the right pinky. Inhale, pull it down. Exhale, pull it toward you. And this is going to be the same release. Inhale it, pull the ring finger down. Exhale it toward you. This is going to be the same for each finger. Inhaling it down, exhaling it towards you. And you're going to want to stay a little bit longer in this, so just find that duration of time that you want to stay in these stretches. Just being sure that if any pain or numbness comes to the fingers or the hands or the forearm or anything, really any of our extremities, release. Find out, maybe try to explore what's going on there. Maybe that's just not a good stretch for you, and try something else. Inhale the thumb, we pull that out to the side, and exhale that to the side of the forearm here, or toward in that general direction. Bring this lower. and then the same thing here. You can roll that out. The same thing with this hand, with the left hand, bringing the right hand to reach for the left pinky. Inhale, pull it down. Exhale, reach it toward you. Release. Again, staying here as long as you need. Inhale, pull the ring finger down. Exhale it toward you. Release. Inhale, middle finger pull down. Exhale it toward you. Release. Inhale, pointer finger down. Exhale it toward you. Release. Inhale, thumb out to the side, away from the hand. Exhaling it toward the side of the forearm. Again, keeping the upper arm bone plugged into the shoulder, strong there. And you can release that. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky, clasp the fingers. Exhale, press the hands toward the sky, the palms and forearms rotate out. Exhale, press the palms away from you, reaching it down, finding that good posture. And finally, inhaling to prayer. Exhale, point the fingertips down, keeping the palms together. So again, here, if you can't quite make that full rotation of the fingertips down while keeping the palms together, maybe just keep the fingers in front of you. Inhale it up. Exhale, release the fingers down, or rather point the fingers down. Inhale the fingers back up. And doing this stretching, these warm-ups for as long as you need to. Exhaling it down. Press the palms together. Inhale it up. Exhale, release the hands. One more mountain pose, taking the hands to the sky, clasping the fingers. Exhale, press the palms toward the sky. Maybe a little bit of a back bend here, opening up the chest, letting the shoulder blades release down the back. Exhale, press the hands away from you. I keep getting too close to the wall. Let the fingertips point toward the ground. Bring it back up to prayer. Thank you so much for watching. And do let me know how this helps, if it helps. And always feel free to contact me about any other questions that you might have. I'll look into it, and just stay safe. Take a moment here. Set your intention either for your practice or throughout your day to take the breaks necessary that you need to keep your body safe. Tune into the body. Find where your body is at. Honor it by being safe, by taking care, and by doing these warm-ups whenever you need to. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste.